much sauce. I run right through her hoe just like a running back toss. And if I throw the lob to the hoe, you don't get mouse. Don't try to block, cause I am the answer. You get crossed. I mean, over and over, and one takes hot sauce. First name Rick, but my last name is not Ross. Nonetheless, I'm still a boss. Got connects from across. Show respect and call me house. Real G's say less. But
you don't really know you a dead man. This is God's plan. Someone stop me. I've been sent here from Illuminati.
Time out. So is your issue with us or is it with our men? Because technically, like what you said, our men gave us permission to be on this channel.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Rob is crazy as hell.
No, who you having sex with? Face on kind of dude. Get out of here. No, you're not. No, you're not.
Now I like that intro. I'm gonna see if they like it, but I liked it. But anyways, for everybody who likes to use proper English and the ghetto ones, anyways, we back like we never left, like you know what I'm saying, like a cold you thought you got over, but you still. We back. Man, I'm loving this episode, right? Because we still arguing. You know why we arguing? Because it's very hard to convince people that the independent women are good, that independent women are bad, independent women are this, independent women are that. It's hard, but we trying to end that today. What we're trying to do today is get to the nitty gritty, open it up, dissect it, and we're gonna ask some tough questions today. We're gonna have a live panel today, as always. We'll bring the host on as always, and then we're gonna break it down to you and crown a champion between the men and the women. Because in all honesty, the feedback I got is that the fellas got their ass kicked last night. That's what I heard. I don't know if that's true, but that's what I heard. They got their asses whipped, and I heard that from men, not from women. From men told me that. So I got my fellas ready, locked and loaded. We got to get them back, fellas. And Chris, you're the captain. I'm talking to you because you're the captain.
Whatever man or men said that, guarantee they can't come on here and talk. I want to hear none of that. None of it.
Good point.
Don't come for them. They support us. Like, don't do that.
Okay. Let me not be rude.
Whatever man said that was a wise man.
Yeah.
Hey, and he probably watching. I'm gonna tell him y'all said that. What's up, Meek? How you doing today?
I'm good.
Okay, you looking beautiful as usual. I mean that's what it is. I mean you beautiful. Okay. I mean, what's up, Tawana? You looking good and gorgeous. Look at you in the black. You matching me. I like that.
Girl, she's in the all black like the omen. What?
Because I came ready for war, you know.
Exactly.
Whoa. And Chris, what's up, man? With your damn shirt off, man. What's happening, man? I ain't got no taco meat, but I'm right here with mine.
Hey, I'm cold today, but I gotta keep it going.
Oh, you cold out there?
I'm cold as shit, man. I gotta keep it going though.
Well, we can't see it. We can't see your nipple, Chris. So
it's not X-rated. It ain't X-rated.
Listen.
I need about $20 for that one.
I'm gonna fuck around and blow all y'all mind and pop up with no shirt on.
No, we are no.
Whoa.
No, I just do it right here from the clavicle up. You know what I'm saying?
I ain't looking. I'm not looking.
Right here.
Man, I ain't looking either.
Even I'm gonna have to. Even I gotta look. I'm sorry. I'm be like,
ooh.
Damn.
Listen, I like that. Okay, so let me break this down for y'all. Y'all heard what I had to say. What we want to do is we're gonna bring anybody in the back on, right? Oh man, the troublemakers here. We're gonna bring everybody in the back on, and I'm gonna tell you guys how it's gonna go. I'm gonna ask one question for only the ladies to answer. They're gonna give their answers, try to make it under a minute. I'm gonna give the next question for the men to answer. Try to give your answer under a minute. We're gonna move down to these questions are over. When those questions are over, I'm gonna step back and let y'all dissect each other's answers, because these questions are some serious questions, and the way they're answered will help us determine if independent women really come in peace. I want to know. All of you want to know. So this is what I want. This is what I want. So I want. Where we at? 1, 2, 3 up there. I want to see if you can put the women side by side and put the men side by side, if that's possible. If that's possible, I don't know how you.
Like the Brady Bunch.
Yeah, we're looking at the Brady Bunch. I want to have.
Carlos, can I say that intro was fire? I loved it.
Oh,
It
you
was
like that?
so
Agreed.
good.
Even though I didn't get no talk time, but it's good.
Low key, I was waiting for that. I was gonna say something.
I was gonna see if you was gonna say something, Chris. I was trying to write it out.
Some sexism going on already, man. Sexism.
There we go. There we go. Okay, so everybody. Look, this is how we're gonna go. Are y'all ready? Are y'all ready for the questions?
Yep.
And I'm serious. When I ask you these questions, I want 100% truth. Whatever you say here stays here. You understand me? But I want to hear true answers. There's one person I know that's going to keep it 100% true. And he came in the devil's colors. And the devil's colors are not black. Okay? and I'm going to take that back. Because in all honesty, I don't want no smoke. What's up, Dominique? I don't know if you can hear me. Dominique, can you hear me? Let me see. Let's wait till she get in so she can hear. Dominique, can you hear? Can you hear us? Oh, it's choppy. Oh man, it's choppy. Give me a thumbs up when you can hear me. Because if not. Yeah, okay. She's gonna try to move around. All right, so we're gonna start it first. We're gonna go with the men first to try to get Dominique to fill in after that. So the first question for the men. Are you guys ready?
Yes, sir.
No. Keep everybody up there. I want to see the women's reactions when they answer these questions. I want it to be live. You understand me? Because we're gonna try to get these sound bites together, and I want everybody's real reaction. Okay, so the first question for the men: do men need women if procreation isn't involved? Do men need women if procreation isn't involved? Chris, what's your answer?
I say we wouldn't, but I say we would still want them. But need, no.
All right. J Mac, you next.
What's procreation? I don't. I don't care. I'm not going to.
Making babies.
Okay, shit. I never heard it. That's okay. I mean, I'm not gonna answer a question I didn't understand. Okay.
Hey, that's smart. That's smart.
Can you repeat the question so I can understand it a little better?
Hey man. Hey, okay. Do men need women if making babies isn't involved? Do they need them other than making babies?
I think, yeah. I think we was meant to be men and women together. Like, I don't know what my needs are, but I just think from a day-to-day, what I want and the things that I value. So my answer would be yes.
Okay. Huey, Ralphie, what's your answer?
Before I give my answer, I do want to say to Tawana, we had a little back and forth. I got on you. I called you out your name. My inner battles have nothing to do with you or anybody else, so I do apologize. Now that that's out the way, can
I respond? I appreciate that, and I apologize as well. And I told Chris, that will never happen. So have mad respect for you, your opinion, your views, and I think they're important. And I told Carlos the same thing. So.
Oh man, that's what's up. I'm not even gonna get sentimental, but I appreciate both of y'all being mature because that's gonna play a lot into my final decision right there. That was big. Okay, go ahead and answer the question. Now don't be getting soft because of that. Be yourself.
Nah. No, I had to do that. But do I think that if it was no procreation? No, because in my opinion, most men do what they do today because of the sexual drive, that sexual motivation. Like I'll say for myself, if I go to the gym, I get more hyped when I'm stimulated mentally by what I see. It motivates me, pumps me up. But truth be told, like it's just like with casual sex, like once you come to your climax, you do what you do, you figuring out reasons to get her out the house more than looking for conversation half the time. So it just really boils down to like, look, man, like I can do this for myself. I don't really need her to bring me joy. You know what I'm saying? But I do believe initially we are essential for one another.
Okay. JT, what's your answer?
That's a hard answer because like I think women was put on this earth, for men and vice versa. But dependently, of course, we can evolve. Like let's say this is like if women wasn't around, would we need them to survive? That's what you're saying?
Yeah, I mean, no. Now, do you need them? Period. Do you need them? Could you do without them, or do you? No, we can't. We can't. Nah, we need them.
I need women. I'm sorry, like just based on how life, satisfying certain things, needs and stuff like that. I'm sorry, like men can't do it for me, so I need women in my life, in my world.
I hear that shit. All right, ladies. Your question is taking your husband's last name an issue for you at all, even a little?
No.
Let's go meet.
No,
Not at all.
absolutely not.
All right, good answer. Wana, what is your answer?
No, it's not an issue, but it's not necessary. I mean, I'm still married, even if I don't have my husband's last name. I mean, I do have my husband's last name because he made it very clear that I was going to take his last name, and I submitted, right? That was a swear. But yes, I do think that it's cool, but I don't think that it changes anything. Let me tell you why. Because I know a married couple who've been married for 50 years. They're not our color, and I don't want to say what color they are, but she kept her name the entire marriage. And she kept her name because of how unique it was and how connected she was to her maternal side. And so that's been their tradition. And I mean, they still was married for 50 years, still lived. I don't know that, like, I don't understand why not taking the name would mean some sort of level of disrespect, but I know men see it that way. So I think it's just dependent upon your partner. But I don't personally have a problem with it. No.
All right. So she has a problem with it. Erica, what is your answer?
I don't have a problem with it.
Boom.
The idea.
Okay.
I will say, like, now as to why guys get their panties in a bunch for a girl not taking her their last name, I really don't understand that. But I will say I do have a son, and I do think it brings a sense of family when everyone has the last name. So that's the reason why I don't have an issue. And then also, especially being Black, a lot of us got slave names anyway. So like, I'm not about to attach myself to that. So.
Okay. I mean, shit, I get that. Okay. Next question for the men. If you could choose between a self-proclaimed independent woman, or a woman who's submissive but has 2 children, who do you choose? The submissive
independent woman.
That's who you want.
Yep.
J-Mac, who do you choose?
My answers get complicated because it's always about who that person is. I'm going with the submissive woman with 2 kids.
Okay. Ralph, who you got?
Submissive woman with 2 kids.
There we go. JT, who you got?
Based off my experience now, I'm going with the independent woman.
Okay. We 50-50 out in this mug. Okay.
Who came up with these
Women.
questions?
Y'all cracking me up.
Hey, I wanted to rebut on that about the last name thing. Can we go back to
Yeah.
that? Or we just
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I wouldn't have a problem with it. Like if like we get married now, this person like let's say with the independent woman and stuff like that, and she has her name is famous already. I will understand her keeping her last name. But if we build like if change my name, I mean she changed to my last name. Of course, we build that name together with all the kids that come behind it, etc. and stuff like that. But if she was famous, I wouldn't have a problem with her keeping her last name, but my name would still be tied to her last name. I mean that's just.
I mean, so what I'm about to say ain't got nothing to do with the last name. I'm so sorry because I'm just taken back by this question that y'all just have to answer because the fact that y'all separated those women as though they could not be the same woman is just beyond me. Like, who created this question? Like,
how come she can't be independent and submissive?
And submissive with 2 kids?
Right.
Because sometimes, like
those women exist.
They do
listen.
exist, but they barely exist sometimes. Sometimes you get one, sometimes you get the other. So I understand the opposite.
But what the fact that is a question, the fact that type of woman is divided, it kind of gives me kind of insight as to how men process things.
Right.
Like, yeah, like I'm listening, and no one sat here and even asked about the question. Y'all went on ahead and answered the damn question. Like
nobody.
No. For the sake of the question, I did say that's a complex question, and I was presented a question, so I answered the question instead of being objective or asking, "What about this? What about that?" Like, that wasn't an easy question.
You were just trying to follow directions.
It was a question, so I answered it.
I feel it. I'll retract the smoke because
because you gotta look at it like the thing about that. I mean, it was a question asked, but of course, like I say, if I take the independent woman, eventually she can get to the point of being submissive if I'm doing the right things, hopefully. But I mean, sometimes that submissive woman with the 2 kids, we don't know what's her situation. We don't know what's her situation with the other spouse.
She probably needs y'all a lot. No, I'm just playing.
Right. She gonna need you to step in and
I'm just
paying some bills.
Yeah, look, she'll need you to step in and fight the baby daddy and all that. She's submissive though.
BS on Chris. I'm gonna call BS on Chris.
Hey, light yourself up, man. You dug it in.
I want to call BS on Chris. You don't think he gonna women?
Don't put me in. Take me out. Take me out right now.
You said what?
I want to call BS on you. Talking about you don't need women for nothing but if they ain't procreating, you don't need.
I'm being honest. Like if it's a question, I said listen. I said for procreation, but I said I'm going to still want women.
This is getting off the rails.
I still want them.
This is getting off the rails. I told you these questions. We only gonna answer them.
I had to call
listen. You gonna remember?
I still want you. I want you.
Remember what they said, because we ain't done yet. So when we get done with all the questions, then you're gonna be able to get on each other's asses. It's more than this.
Okay.
Real quick,
no, that was JT.
I gotta do my 2 cents
because
on that
JT was like, let me respond.
That was JT. I'm not letting you respond no damn more, okay?
Didn't I ask though? Didn't I ask?
He did.
Remember what they said about that independent woman question? That independent woman question. Okay, put it like this. You say that it's a problem with having a woman have parents, right? But a lot of these independent women are single mothers too. The difference is they aborted their kids. So that's a past in itself. Murder is murder. Exactly. Yeah, it's the same thing. You just because you killed a kid don't mean that you're a brand new woman. Like, no, you killed a kid to get your life a restart. No, I don't count that.
Wait. So wait,
hey, that don't mean that they aborted their kids. They could be an independent single woman with kids.
Independent single woman but they both have a past though. They both have a past.
What does that have to do?
Listen, wait, time out. You guys are like
what they got to do with y'all picking a woman that's independent and
He
submissive?
coming with
Like what y'all
well,
don't
look,
realize, being submissive sometimes is a trick to get you comfortable so
Oh
that you
no.
can feel like
isn't that what
if
all this?
you,
Oh
Isn't
my
that what
if a
gosh.
women
woman is
that are
submissive
chasing
immediately and
ball
she
players
don't
and
know
stuff
you
doing?
and she just doing what you say and following you and never asking a question, that's why people leave people, because they can't be free in their relationship. How come
Who
you both
said
can't
that?
be
That
independent
doesn't make sense
together
because
One at
you.
a time. One at a time. One at a
My
time.
bad, but
and
it's
be
like a
submissive
lot of
and
women that
commit
I've
to each other
noticed
at the
are
same time?
speaking on experiences that they never had. Like, what are you talking about? I'm in a 9-year going on 10-year relationship with my wife. She thinks for her damn self and she's submissive to me.
Does she really
She
though?
Right.
Oh, so wait,
Right.
time
let
out.
me
Wait,
okay,
So
okay, you want
before
to know
anyone
what she
says,
really is?
before anyone says
Let me
anything
give you
else,
an
Go ahead.
example. Let me give you an
before
example.
wait,
Let me
wait.
give you an example. She
Hey,
used to work in
hold on. This is what we're
Go
gonna
ahead.
do. When a person makes a point and you want to rebuttal, put the finger up.
Okay.
Whoever put their finger up, we know that they going next. We know that they going next. I don't give a shit if it's in mid sentence. If it's mid sentence, if you want to say something, bomb, put that finger up. We gonna get up. We gonna go straight to you if you put that finger up.
Can we
All
put
right.
the
So
middle finger?
continue. Ralph,
Okay, so what I was
continue.
saying, what I was saying is,
Go ahead, Ralph.
my
Go ahead.
woman, she was in a tech industry. She was making, I would say she was potentially making like 3 times as much as I made. I work basically janitorial. For me, she left that for my vision. So I know that she's with me. She trusts me. So I don't really need any more validation. On my end, I just gotta, what I said to her, I gotta do my part, period. Because being a husband is not just a title, it's a role. It ain't something that you say you're gonna be. I got a job, I'm a janitor. No, like that's just who you are. That's what you become. Go ahead, have your rebuttals.
All right, go ahead, J Mac.
All right,
No. Excuse me, J Mac. Who's up first? Meek or J Mac?
J Mac.
J Mac, go ahead.
Oh, okay. I want to respond to Erica. She keep attacking the question with it like we were presented more to the question. It was just a simple question. It was asked who you would prefer, not why, who, when, where, how y'all met, what's together, and all that. I answered the question. For as women being together, yes, women can be that together, but that wasn't a question that we was asked. So I just answered a question.
Can I say something?
Yep.
It's not the question. It's you answered the question and chose the answers that y'all chose for a reason. So my question is just, how come independence to automatically means that the woman isn't submissive to y'all? Y'all act like it's one or the other.
Right.
And
The questions are strictly the questions.
Yeah.
Like, I understand where you're coming from,
I
but
just said
they
yes.
the questions are the
Or
questions.
this.
Meek,
That's all I was
Meek,
asking.
go ahead. Listen, after Meek is
You know what? We
done,
can go ahead.
we're
We can go
moving
ahead.
on to the
We can
next
go ahead.
question.
Let's go
Go
ahead and just
Meek.
move on.
Go
No.
Meek.
Let's go ahead and just move on. Let's
Are
move
y'all
on to the
sure?
next question, because I don't
You
want
have your
to like.
rebuttal. I'm not
you
gonna go
might
back and
be-
forth. So
She about
just
to
get
get
it out your system. It better to just say it. Go ahead.
Meek about to get y'all. That's okay. She gonna,
Yeah, let's just go ahead and let's just finish.
Look.
Let's just finish.
All right. Everybody, let's go. The next question. Whose turn was it? It was the women's.
It's the women's turn.
Okay.
Would you marry a man making less money than you? Period. When he's not gonna make more than you in the future, he making less money than you. That's who you're marrying. Meek, could you marry a man who make less money than you?
Yep.
Easy. Tawana.
No. Absolutely not. No.
Erica, yes or no?
Depends on how much I make, but probably not. Even if I made, no.
Damn. All right. Don't say nothing, fellas. Fellas, we moving forward. No, J-Mac, JT, no.
They got they right.
They got their right to make their answer. We moving on to y'all question. Remember, you didn't like their answers. Remember that. The next question is, it's for the men. The question is, if you could only have one child and you could determine the sex of the child, what sex would the child be? Male or female? Chris, go ahead.
Well, I have 2 boys. I think I would still choose boy. I thought I wanted a girl until I met some people who had daughters. It's a lot. So I just think I'd be a better. I mean, I think I would be a good influence on both, but I think, yeah, boys.
Easy for
J
me.
Mac.
Easy, boys. It's gonna always be boys.
Okay. Ralph.
This nigga Chris talking about I met some people who got girls. You know my situation. You been trying to
I
act
wouldn't
brand
even
new.
think about your ass. I wouldn't even think about your ass. Fuck out of here,
I'm
man.
gonna definitely say boys because man, like, god damn, like I definitely want some boys, man, but gotta keep trying. So yeah.
All right. JT, boys, girls.
Well, I have a pair of both, so I would say boys, based off the experience, boys.
All right. And the question for the ladies, it's the same. It's the same. Yeah, baby. Meek, if you had to choose, if you could choose the sex of your first and only child, you can't have no more but one. Do you choose a girl or a boy?
A boy.
Boom.
And
She
the
straight
reason
tonight.
why, since everyone's giving reason is I have a boy and my boy has challenged me and I actually learned a lot in my position and like in how I view the world and like how to even approach men differently. A lot of my insight of how I view men now is based off of me having a boy. And so I think that if I had a girl, it'd be easy. Like I wouldn't be challenged at all. But because I can't talk to him any kind of way. I can't sit here and like, you know what I mean? I can't do all that. I don't want to emasculate my baby, so I have to think and I have to be very wise as to the men I bring around, like be very cognizant of like the positive masculine role models that I bring around my son. And I start noticing that within men, so definitely a boy. And what I'm trying to say is the opposite, I think is best.
Erica.
I know that's a hard choice, but I would choose a boy mainly because my brother passed away, so I would like to have that energy. And I think that boys kind of love their moms in a different way than girls do. I mean, they're both the same, but like just for example, I have a boy dog and I have a girl dog, and the boy dog comes and he loves on me, and then the girl dog, she comes, she blow me a kiss, and then she turns her back and tells me to love on her. So it's kind of like, that type of dynamic, I guess. But I would want a boy, and then I would want to be able to have like a great because black women are awesome. But when you have like an awesome black man and he's your son, it's like, you go, mom. So I would like to experience that.
Okay. Mike, did you hear the question?
I heard the question, and honestly, I do have 2 girls and a boy, and I roll with. I say to do it again and only get one try, I go with a girl because I can teach my daughter how to run the world like a boss, like a male figure. You feel me? In a perception, and then she can still do it in her way as a female. Like, and they learn and mature so much faster. Like my daughter's so much advanced than my boy, so much. Like, yeah. It'd have been easier. It's just a perception. You give her the right perception of understanding me, and then that's the rest of the world. Like, it'd be a cakewalk for her.
Okay. Ralph, JT, do y'all have any hats? Y'all have any hats? That's a motherfucking cap right there. Do y'all got any hats? Popeye the Captain Man. This nigga came in with a capital P. Captain Crane.
Oh,
this nigga came in. Clap it like a hey, I ain't gonna lie to you. You made Tawana smile. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
I love myself. I love myself. Well, no. When I saw him, I was like, oh, I feel like he on the show. But that's cool. I appreciate his response. Let me tell you what my response is. So, and I hate this because I got a girl and a boy, so they're gonna be like, you kind of mess with. I hope they'll never see this down the line. But I'm gonna say girl, and I'm gonna tell you why. My daughter is so like, she tells me exactly how she feels. For me, she challenges me more than my son. I'm like, she will be like, call me out, give me the raw, honest truth about how I did something, and I like connect. But I grew up with sisters, and so it's just like I have a different experience, Not that I don't love my baby, but my boy. But yeah, it's just like one shot. I would say girl.
Now
I
this
mean,
this next question.
my response had nothing to do with my kids today, really, other than the perception of if they were just like who they are today, and that was a decision, that was a choice. I wasn't thinking like based on nothing personal, like oh my, like how you spoke about your brother and the energy. Like I didn't take nothing like that. I just took the question so literal. Like this is why I would do that.
All right. Look, this next question. After this next question, we're gonna go into the free fall. So y'all almost there. Y'all almost there. I'm gonna try to keep control of it, but this next question is a question. Hi. It's for the women. It's for the women. And the reason why I asked the question about what would you choose if you could not have if you could choose only one child. The reason why I asked that is to coincide with this next question. The next question is: are men and women equal? Are they equal? Not to society, to you. Do you really think men and women are equal, or they are not equal? Women, I need your answers. Meek, what did you say?
Yep.
Tawana, what do you say?
Absolutely. Yep. We're equal.
Erica.
They should be, but we're not.
Should be, but we're not. And do you want to elaborate on why you say that?
Well, you said not as far as how I feel that they should be.
Yeah.
You said not society. Well, then, yeah, I feel like they
Okay,
should.
how do you feel? Okay, good. Society, we ain't arguing that yet. At least I don't think so.
Yeah,
all right. So men, where my men at? We're gonna ask the men the same question, and I need y'all to be honest. Don't worry about if your mama watching or your sister watching. You know what I'm saying? We want your honest opinion, fellas. Do you believe men and women are equal? Chris, what do you think?
If it was up to me, I think that would be a good thing if they were. You know, they'll be able to experience the shit that we experience, deal with the world the way we have to deal with it. They deal with it in a different way, but it's not. So I guess I would want them to be equal fully so they can understand what we deal with.
Nigga, are they equal or not?
No. I had the same question, like how equal, what we talk about in equal, like in sports and everything in life?
Nah.
Like,
Equal, you know what the word means. Equal, you know what it means. So let me give Mike some more time. J-Mac, are they equal men and women?
Yes. I'm gonna say this. I laughed at the brag answer because that shit was funny. And I'm sorry I couldn't pull back on camera. But yes, I believe so. I think we both got it. We got emotions, we got feelings. I think we was created by God. I think we are equal. I just think I think how life in the struggles of what we deal with, I think we kind of separate the two, and I put one ahead of one another, but I do think we're equal. We both need each other.
Ralph. No. Let's go Mike first. Let's leave Ralph last. Mike, are men and women equal?
No, we not. We really not. Like, ain't no woman built like this. It's in here is different. So ain't no woman built like men. Nah, they can be some like us, like similar, copycat, mimic, but that like a tough man. No. Big picture, no.
All right, Ralph.
Man, so I forgot who said. Okay, J-Mac, you mentioned God. I'm always gonna go there. God made man from the dust of the earth. How did he make woman? Out of his rib. So she was made from him, not the same way. Even God knows that. But let's put it in our terms. Okay, that women are only equal because the system allows them to be. Take that system away, everything's gonna get set right back in order. If a woman get in your face, I guarantee you, if she thinks she a man and she put her hands on you, she gonna catch feet and knees. I'm giving her all that. So you think you equal? I'm gonna treat you like one. I ain't less of man. I was told, my grandma said, you don't never put your hands on a woman, but you better whoop a bitch's ass. So she thinks she a man. I'm gonna treat you like one.
She
It
did
is what
say
it
that.
is.
She did say that.
Hey, all right. Now listen. We bringing everybody in. This is how it's gonna work. This is how it's gonna work. If one person, I'm gonna go to each woman because this is about independent women, right? So this is what I want to do. I actually want to go the opposite way. I want to go to any man who has a specific question for one of the ladies on what she said so she can clarify. Because the whole point is for these women to let you know that independent women are here in peace, that there's nothing wrong with them. But they gonna have the opportunity to answer your questions. If you got any gripes with anything they said or anything, you just want to tell them something, you call them out right now. I'm going to start with Chris. Did you have any problem with anything any other lady said?
You know I never do, man. I'm chilling.
Cool.
You know, if I
Cool.
got something to say, I'm gonna say it, but not in the phone.
Cool.
Hold on. Actually, I didn't have a problem. But I will say this, Erica. You see how you mentioned how your dogs act? The girl dog, she like, hell, you come to me. That's what men got to deal with these modern women.
I get it.
That's it.
Okay.
Shouldn't love be reciprocated back, though?
J-Mac.
Okay. My problem was when we was asked the question, why were we attacked for our answers when the question clearly stated would you pick option A or option B? And it's like sometimes I feel like it's so like y'all want it to be a perfect answer, but the questions only gave us the option of picking one, and then you can't critique why unless we have a conversation, unless we go into details. So I was a little taken back how when the question was presented to us, how y'all didn't hit it. I know y'all heard the question, but y'all was so objective to the question. That's just out in the open.
I'll answer that.
Oh, I definitely will answer. So when you guys had other questions, you asked questions, especially you, J-Mac. Oh, what were we talking about? What's going on? That like you guys like about the boy and girl. You gave full on explanation as to why you chose what you chose. So my issue wasn't about your wasn't about your shit. Sorry. My issue wasn't with your answers. That's not what my issue was. My issue is the fact that was a question in the first place. And then when I start seeing the dialogue between the women and the men, I knew that it was a deeper issue than what I was even bringing to the table. The fact that because even Erica said something when she was saying like y'all, like they might use submission to get to you. And I'm like, when J-Mac, you brought this up last week when it's like, oh, y'all women have an issue with that word submission. But this question is a full-on example as to how submission is misused. There's nothing wrong with submission. There's nothing wrong with independence. So why are we putting them against each other? That's where the issue is. So the fact that was even a question, yeah, there is an issue with that because you guys are trying to understand why aren't women being submissive, but I don't even think there's a clear understanding as to what submission really is and how it should really be looked at and perceived. So yeah, to your
I'll say something quick to that. It still was a question. The question wasn't asked, what do you prefer? Why you prefer?
It's not about why. It's not about why. It's not about what. It's not about any of that. I'm talking about just the question in its essence. The fact that there's two dynamics that actually kind of go hand in hand with one another, and it can, but it's constantly divided, and that is the issue. And then also the fact that we're also putting a woman with kids as though that's a bad thing, because a lot of y'all need nurturing out there. And so that a lot of times,
I'm a big baby when I'm sick. I'm the worst.
A lot of times that nurturing comes from the mother aspect. So the fact that motherhood is also placed on the chopping block as though it's seen as a negative is an issue. That's the issue. This is all perception. Perception is more real than actual reality. So the fact that people are perceiving it as though it's a negative, or people are looking at independence and submission as though they are two separate things, that is a perception. That's the issue. So I'm not coming for you, J-Mac. I'm coming for the question. So I'm not talking about why, what, here. I am curious as to why you, out of all people, didn't ask deeper because even there was also questions that was still asked today that you still went deeper on, but that question you said something, but you really didn't. You chose not to.
I can answer that real quick.
See,
I can answer that right
hold
quick.
on, man. Hold on, y'all. JT, he been having his fucking finger up for like 2-3 minutes. Go ahead, man.
Meek, I think you're thinking too much into the question was asked. It was simple,
No, it's not. It's not.
It was 2 simple questions asked, and you had to pick one. Just like Wanda, she chose the man that made the more money. I think what it was, right? So
the opposite
that
of not making money. The opposite of not making money is making less money. That's the opposite.
That's the same thing.
It's not the same.
Meek, that's the same way of us picking an independent woman. Because you don't know why we didn't pick the submissive woman.
No, but it's
2 kids.
definitely going over y'all's head because the proper question should have been: would you take a damsel in distress or would you take an independent woman? Those are 2 opposite things. That's the proper. No, that's the proper. That's the proper.
I think everybody on here, Meek. I think everybody on here experienced life different ways, and like if we ask the question, we can only go by what I experienced. Because not to get in my past, I experienced a lot of stuff. I experienced that woman with 2 kids, and I'm in that out in almost in the backyard fighting the baby dad. Like it's just based off of my experience. So that's the only way we can answer the question.
So you take your experience and then you categorize and you throw a blanket generalization over women. I've also heard this the last show.
I think we all do that as humans.
Men said somebody on the show said y'all women come in, y'all had y'all experience in the past and y'all come in bitter, and then the men after gotta deal with what happened in the past. Men said the same thing. So what I'm challenging is instead of continuing the toxic cycle, let's stop and let's be conscious as to the verbiage that's being used. Let's be conscious of these categories that we continuously place each other in, and realize that they're those categories are the issue. Yeah, I'm not trying to say that these women don't exist. I'm not in denial. I'm not oblivious to that. I know that these women exist, but I also know that there's an independent woman that's a mother that can also be submissive, and I know that they do exist.
No, that's 100%.
I was trying to say that though. Yeah. I was trying to say that based off of experience. Like that's why I picked the independent woman, because eventually, if we get in a relationship, I can get her to the point by her accepting me, and she may be submissive. She might not be submissive in the beginning because we don't know what she experienced.
And Meek, for the record, like I said, that's what we on here for right now, and having a conversation so we could get down and tackle our differences, but it still never changed the fact that it was the question that was proposed. And the answer why I didn't go in detail of why I didn't think about it, I thought about it. That was a real complex question for me because I was challenged by it and I didn't really have an accurate answer. And so when I gave my answer, instead of going down the street and come back around the corner, then jump through the house and then kick down the front door, I said, you know what? I'm going to simplify it. And I just gave an answer. So that's why I gave the answer I gave.
Mm-hmm. Hey, CYP, I never answered that question about do we need women. Can I answer that right quick?
Go ahead.
No. Not. I'm not that question. You said, oh, women and men are same, equal, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely not. And I don't mean that with no disrespect. I just think we were made different. We have different
Here we got the hand up. Go ahead.
I start to notice that when we have these conversations, even when we project our masculinity, we always find ourselves overly explaining ourselves, walking on eggshells for grown people's feelings. Like we all have our own opinions. Why are we changing our own narrative to make sure people don't feel hurt? Like the truth is always going to hurt whether you like it or not. It's just we have a problem with accepting it. Like I have a problem with accepting someone else's answer because it doesn't relate to what I want them to say. But that's their reality. So why as men do we constantly do this? We overly emphasize I'm a man, I'm a masculine, I'm an alpha, all this bullshit. But then when it comes to conversation, we always have to remind women specifically, I don't mean
the world today.
It don't matter what the world is today. the fact
It
of the
is,
matter
because I like
is,
pink shirts, my nigga. I like wearing pink shirts. I can't wear pink shirts.
pink shirt. What that got to do with explaining yourself, man? I don't wear that. God damn,
I
all
wear
I'm
it
saying is
like it for
we
the style of
way
the
too much.
I wear
conversation.
pink
When I
shirts
know
with no
okay,
problem.
take it over.
Which woman on the
That's y'all.
panel
I
has a
ain't wearing no
problem?
goddamn pink
Which
shirt.
woman on the panel has a problem with what Ralph is saying? Who has a problem? I want to know.
I actually agree. Like,
Does anybody have a problem?
We all agree on that.
I only have a problem that he thinks.
Is that for the women or the men? Because I
for the
kind
men.
of I'm challenged by it because see his perception is that people are changing their answers or what have you. If we're having an open conversation, with me it's more about understanding. And when you're trying to create understanding against multiple personalities, sometimes you do step over or you're a little more nice about it. But as far as changing up who I am and what my stance is, my stance still stands strong. I got this saying I stand 10 toes down. And people that know me personally know I'm a strong-minded individual, and I do tend to do that. For the sake of the conversation, it was more about understanding and clarity. It wasn't about changing the answer. So like people perceive their stuff and they force it out. And even something like I think Meek and some of the women did that as well too with the questions. And I think we were just tackling stuff that wasn't even we could have resolved through communication and speaking to one another. And I think it was more based off your perception and how you took it.
And that's
I'm
that's
gonna clean that up real quick. Maybe you misinterpreted like I was saying you're not being genuine. I'm not saying you're not being genuine. What I'm saying is
You saying you catering to women's feelings, so you should just stay in your stance of what you're saying and don't explain anything to women because we're not
Look at Ralph's face.
I didn't say that. So like I was
I feel like
Again.
the only issue that I have with it is that I feel like women also do that. We will try to respond, and not on this particular show. What I'm saying is women in general will try to respond based on what they think is acceptable to men. Or what a man will, what a man will feel comfortable with them saying. And so it goes both ways. And that's the only issue that I did have with his statement was that he said it as if men only do that. And also I just feel like anytime what I think about men is that men listen to reason. And so when they feel like the reason makes sense, any man, alpha, beta, gamma, sigma, whatever, they all are going to adjust because men are reasonable. Like that's your nature, right? So if you hear something that makes total sense, you're not going to continue to go on that path. You're logical. And I think it's illogical to just continue with a mindset that don't add up. Don't make sense.
That makes sense.
I don't really
like
see
that.
men being illogical in that way. That's what I would say.
Okay.
Look at Ralph.
What's the
Look at
lady's
Ralph.
name?
Look at Ralph.
What's the lady's name down here underneath me? I can't remember her name. You Erica, right?
Erica.
Okay, so I remember you said earlier something about men submissive
Ralph,
women and
hold on. We
Go
got
ahead,
Mr. Rucker. We got Mr. Rucker in the house. I got to give him props. I got to give him a shout out because my man been here for every show in the conversation. He's not missed a show.
Oh yeah.
We got to let Mr. Rucker finally introduce himself.
Hi, Kenneth.
Mr. Prenup.
Prenup. Enjoying the show, but I do have to say we are different and we should celebrate our differences. We should go back to the traditional point of view for men running the household. Women should control the house, the cooking and the cleaning, long as the man holds it down. So really, we should just go back to that. This independent stuff is a contradiction to marriage because a marriage is a merger of one. And this independence, you're fighting that. So you're fighting against nature.
Hey, you be out there, get cocky, ready, loaded.
First off,
no. That's not true. And y'all
All right, listen. Hold on. This is what I want. I want Mr. Rucker.
was right. I just said it get cocky, loaded.
Hold on. I want Mr. Rucker on the screen. I want Tawana, Meek on the screen, and I want Ralph on the screen. I want them four on the screen. Those four. Mr. Rucker, Ralph, Tawana, and Meek.
Yeah.
We literally got about 5 to 7 more minutes. I want them to go back and forth because they obviously don't see eye to eye, and I want to let them talk freely amongst each other. Them four.
Yeah.
So, like I was trying to say, what was to Erica? She had made a mention about independent women being submissive at the same time. To me, that's like saying, "Hey, here's this homeless guy that's inside his own house. Like, how are you homeless in the house?" It does not make any sense. You have to. I always go to the Bible. You got to pick and choose. He said he don't want someone that's hot and cold. He said he wants you either hot or cold, not someone lukewarm. You can't play both sides. You got to pick one, let go of the other. Because that playing both sides thing is confusion. Yep. And you know how it is when you find someone that doesn't even know who they are in a relationship, and you just like, well, are you with me or are you not? Like, you don't know. That's a lukewarm type of mindset. What I believe personally is that, especially when I hear you, Meek, it's like you taking it as an attack on you, like we're judging you from what we don't know about your past or something. Like, no, it ain't got nothing to do with that. It's the simple fact is we all make mistakes as human beings, but a lot of us overly project. Like, example, I could be overly zealous in my faith because I'm trying to cover up the mistakes that I made in my past because I was a terrible person. So, and you can see bits and pieces of that. So I can't not be transparent. Like I'm a screw up. You ask my brother, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, I don't have to overdo what I believe in to make people believe this image I'm trying to project. I am who I am. So I accept it.
All
Go
right.
ahead.
Which lady want to respond? We run out of time. Come on.
I'm gonna respond. So no, it's not I don't take it personal. I don't take it as a personal attack. I'm very secure as to who I am, and where I come from. But I've seen it. I've had these conversations with women before. Now, granted, we keep talking about what we do keep referring back to is people's personal experience, which I do understand how impactful and how much influence it has on someone's perception of like a demographic. I completely understand that. But the whole sense of this conversation is understanding this independence, right? And what I'm noticing is that it's people's perception of independence. When we start to define that word, everyone defines it differently, comes from different angles. So how can we even come to a sense of understanding if we can't even get the basis, the basis of the definition of what we're speaking about on one you get what I'm saying, like on one understanding, like playing field. When I think, listen, Mr. Prenup, when I say independence, I'm saying just being able to hold her own.
Right.
Before she's with you, who is she with in this world? Not in the world of the day of the Bible, in this world today. Who is she? Where did she come from? What do you mean? What do you mean? Well, who cares? You should care where the wife and the mother of your child come from.
I'm gonna take care of her.
Meek, let him reply. Let him reply. Go ahead.
Go ahead. What's
Man, who?
Mr. Rucker?
Mr. Rucker, go ahead.
Mr. Prenup.
Yeah, just like as men, we're gonna take care of a woman. We like that fact that you're independent. You're not a bum. You're not homeless. But we're gonna take care of you as soon as we see you. We love you. We're gonna take care of you. You don't have to worry about that. All that's gonna be off your shoulders. It's gonna be on our shoulders now.
Thank you.
So, Mr. Rucker, that just goes to show how much you actually listen, because no one was talking about or debating what you take care of and what you will do. What I am talking about is this definition of independence. When you say an independent woman, you just sat here and said, we actually do. I like that you're independent and you can do this. So when you speak about independent women, do you like it? Do you not like it? Where does this come in?
We like it until we meet you so we can take over. You don't have to do
that. But when does the takeover? When does the takeover start? When you become my husband?
When you move in with me, I'm taking over everything. The bills.
When do I move in with you?
As soon as I approve.
It comes in levels. And what I'm saying is, when we keep talking about this, you keep generalizing a demographic. You're missing the mark. You're completely missing the mark. And it goes to show how much understanding is actually applied.
I just feel like what the definition of independent women to them means something totally different than it means to us. And I think that's the miscommunication, because for us, independent woman is just a woman who can take care of herself. And you guys are associating like negative
all these emotions and feelings and all this extra shit. All I'm saying is I got my own place.
Yeah, that's all.
All right, let's do this. Let's read.
That's it.
Let's read this definition. Let's read it real quick.
Yeah.
Independent, free from outside control, not depending on another's authority.
Right.
2, not depending on another for livelihood or substance. An independent person or body. Now, I don't know about y'all, but when I hear that, if you're a man and you want control and you want authority, you are going to hate independent women. And if you're a woman who wants a man who wants to let a man lead, you should never talk independent, because that literally is the opposite of what he wants and the opposite of what independent is.
Carlos, so what is the woman? This is my question to y'all. What is the woman before she meets you? What is she supposed to do? Where does she come from?
And that's why I picked the way I picked, because I agree that I don't have an issue with a woman being independent if she's taking care of her responsibilities, because I know that the type of man I am, I don't got to worry about that shit when you get with me. I'm not gonna have to battle. You know what I mean? So I would rather have a woman be independent while she's by herself than be a bum by herself. You get what I mean? That's why I chose independent woman over the woman with kids.
Right.
Because as a man, we have to think about everything. We got to think about covering you and your children.
Right.
I'd rather just cover the woman if that's my
Mr.
choice.
Rucker, he's speaking from his own personal experience, because most men can't even take care of women. So I don't even understand that. Like, a woman has to work in this day and age in order to take care of her house. And for
No, she don't.
For you to be like, oh, we're going back to
doesn't have to work. So what?
30 seconds.
Women have
with
to
her
work.
parents.
You don't
Is she
have to
staying
work
with her parents?
My woman made more money than I made. She left that alone for me.
For
Everything
you.
is my
Because
responsibility.
but that's because
It
you.
means
That's,
that if she
Hold on.
really
Yourself.
trusts me, if she really trusts me with her life, like a husband is supposed to be trusted, no matter rich or poor,
Well, that's
it's on me.
No, that's
It's
a
not
good
on
thing.
her.
That's
It's
good.
not her fault if we fail. It's my fault.
You're her
Ralph,
husband.
no
Right.
one's debating that. No one's
All
debating
right.
that. Like you
All
proved
right.
yourself.
We look.
Not me, baby.
Panel. You're looking at the panel. You
I
see the
could be
4.
working that 6
You see the 4. You see the 4. Man, god damn, that's 2 episodes on this topic, and we still are fighting over this topic. I cannot pick a side today, because literally it was both had great points. This is what we're going to do. It's going to be the last episode on this next week. But next week we are going to present the independent woman to the man. We're going to present her to the man, and we're going to have all the men decide if that's what they want. We're not going to bullshit no more. We're going to present her in her independence. We're going to present her in her glory. And we're going to see if that woman does come in peace, if it can work, and where it can go. Because right now, I don't know where the hell we're going, because we can't agree on nothing. But this was a great show. Everybody, I thank you guys for coming. I so much appreciate you, especially today. Everybody's going to be invited back, because we're going to get this popping. I'm actually going to try to start probably at 5:30 so we can take an hour and a half, because we're going to end this shit. We're going to go an hour and a half next week. We're going to start at 5:30. That's 30 minutes earlier, so we can finish this, because I do want the meat kind of woman and the Tawana kind of woman to exist. Go ahead.
For my fans, it's Central Time. So it's
Central Time.
5:30. Okay.
Central Time.
You confuse my fans. They be like, 5:30, we was on there.
Yeah.
7:30 Central Time.
Yes.
Okay.
We're going for a round 3. And when you come next week, bring your big guns. No more double question asking, right?
Yeah.
No more well. No more capping like my man Braggy did. We're gonna try to get to the bottom of this. So if you feel like being independent is that thing, then come being independent. And if they don't like it, they don't like it. So what? And if you feel like being submissive is that thing, bring that. And we're gonna put them two together, because I do believe that we need to coexist together, right?
Me and me gonna win again, basically.
Hey, and whoever you thought won this round, let me know. Let me know who y'all thought won this
also,
round.
You see how Carlos kept putting all the guys up there. It was about like 4, 5 of y'all.
Oh,
10 of them to get us. It's got to be 15 of them. Y'all need to.
hey, the girls, the women scared to come. The women scared to come on.
Hey,
They scared to come on.
No, the truth is,
They say
the
you gotta
women
put
have a
your
hard
shirt back
time.
on.
The
They say
women
you
have a
gotta
hard
put your shirt
time.
back on, Chris.
I mean, I
No,
can do that too.
no.
I could do
The
that
women,
too.
the women have a
You
hard
know,
time connecting because it's an independent connection. You need an independent connection to get onto the show.
right.
They sharing Wi-Fi. They're sharing Wi-Fi. We independent connections, and you get on here. No, but seriously, I need to take this show to a different subject matter when we leave here. It's very, very important. This morning, my cousin passed away. My cousin Tim passed away today. If any of you follow me, you know how close I am to my cousin. He was battling heart disease 2 years ago. He received a new heart, and we thought everything was going to be good. He took his daughter to school today, came back, had a heart attack,
Oh no.
did not make it. That man is the most important person in my life for my childhood. That is a fact. That is not a maybe.
Sorry.
That man took me into his home, looked out for me, him and his family, when I was just a young boy in a bad group home with no family. I was 12 years old running wild, and that man took me in and never left my side from here through childhood. Meek knows him personally. She got to meet him at our bachelor party. That's my love. That's my guy. I am very, very saddened. And I thought about not doing the show today, but I thought about what he would tell me to do. And he would tell me, man, we done been through worse. Get out there and grow your show. Keep hustling. So in honor of my man, my family, my loved ones, the first family I've ever had in my life at 12 years old with no one but me and my brother. He was the first man to be my family and commit to me. This show was dedicated to Timothy Thomas, and I thank you guys for making it a great show and being here for me, because making me laugh and making me smile and supporting me in this show really, really helped me get through this day. I appreciate y'all. That's real.
We support you, Carlos.
That's real.
Sorry.
That's real. That's real.
Already
So
here.
we have a different outro today. We have an outro with a song connected to a picture of his, and that's the way we're gonna end it. But other than that, I love you guys. Thank you
Love you
guys
too,
tuning in
man.
to see what we about. And the slogan is getting more famous and more famous on behalf of Tawana, Meek, Chris, CYP out.
Bye, me. Bye, Chris.
Bye,
See y'all.
guys.
All right.
No, right now. No, 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 no. I'd give up my last dime. I don't care what they think. I'd cry to get you back, and I'll fight until I win. Don't care how much it hurts. Don't matter what you do. I'm in no matter what, 'cause you mean